traveling across the length and breadth of this country, working with individuals in the hotel industry, and having stayed at some of these all-inclusive resorts, you hear all sorts of things. At first, it was very hilarious, and then I said, you know what, they really know better. So one day, I was sitting at grill on the beachside. Gentleman walked over to me and said, "Would you like some water?" And I said, "Some what?" "Water." I said, "Why can't you say water?" And he said, "Well, you just have to put it on for the guests so they can understand." So I said to him, "Can you just speak to me in your natural speaking voice?" So I saw him talk. He said, "Well, long before you knew what an all-inclusive resort was, and when your mother gave birth community in Vaughn, he said, "Oh, that way." I said, "Yes, why can't you speak in that particular natural tone?" He said to me, "But we don't talk, we don't twang, you fix up the thing and nice it up, they won't understand." I said, "You think they won't understand?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Oh, that's funny." So he said, I said, "That is the speaking voice that I'm talking about, the natural speaking voice." And he said, "Oh, but I don't think that he really took it on." He went back to the same old habit, the regional sound, where we talk to every visitor to this country in the same accent, the American accent, which is an insult to many people from the United Kingdom or
Yeah.
European countries who really don't take a liking to that kind of general American English.
Mm.
What is also interesting is that we talk to people from Australia in the same accent. We talk to them from the Caribbean in the same accent. We talk to our very own Jamaicans in the same
Mm.
accent. And some of these people
Yeah.
never even go to the airport, let alone take a flight to go to a foreign country. And they take on this particular accent. And I just don't get it. And so let's look at the news in particular. An incident happened in a particular community, and the videographer goes there. Hey, someone has the opportunity to speak on cam to tell about the incident, what unfolded, and the twanging start. Why? Why do we need to get to there? Why do they do it? Because they feel like it is sexy, it sounds good, it sounds educated, it sounds like you are somebody and you have arrived. You have
Mm.
not arrived. And so there's nothing absolutely wrong with talking your natural tone. Now, if you want to speak American, this is entirely up to you. There's nothing wrong with that. But it doesn't sound right when you mix the regional sound with vernacular. There was another situation where I went to an all-inclusive property to do a training, and the server came over to me and she said to me, "Excuse me, sir, have you placed your order already?" And I was taken aback by it. My order. And I said to the supervisor, moving away from the dining area, that, you know, your server came over to me and asked if I had placed my order, and she found it very hilarious. And it wasn't funny at all. But it's a big challenge. I don't know if it is going to change anytime soon because of the perception that people have of what good speech really is. But then people like me and you and who tend to have a good command of the language. Them say we show off, them say with this and we say with that, and
Yes.
them say we hype. But at
Yes.
the same time, if we were to assume a regional sound and started twanging, they would laugh at us. So I'm not understanding how is it that they think that it is okay to do it and what benefit they get from it. You hear people go foreign and them live there for a few months or they there for a holiday and come back and them say they paid $2 for that and the time was at and I don't know and all of these things. And I guess they want to sound nice. Nothing wrong with
Mhm.
nice.
So
Joan Andrea Hutchinson speak about it a lot.
I guess I just want you to reinforce, let them appreciate as someone who focuses on this area that twanging does not equal speaking
Good speech.
nice. You know?
Right, it isn't. It's either you speak in the natural tone or you just don't. Now, if you don't know the standard received pronunciation or have a good command of the language, then you must do it professionally. If you don't even know how to form your sentences, just do it professionally and in the best way you can, as opposed to putting on or assuming a regional sound. It just don't sound good. It's not a
So,
good marriage between the vernacular and the regional sound.
so what would be your advice to someone who, having heard this, understands that maybe may I go over it with this twanging thing?
Hmm.
Before I naturally, the logical step would be to find someone who can coach me. But before I get there, let's say I'm going to work tomorrow, my eyes have been opened and I realize I'm twanging and it don't sound good. What would
Hmm.
be the first step to putting myself before I get into a class or something like that so I can actually improve my speech?
Well, you know, what is the interesting thing about that question is that many people are not aware of how they sound. And if you're not aware of it, you can't fix it. And so someone has to bring you to that place where you become aware of what is being said. Now, there's something in voice and speech called paying attention to this. Are we listening to our word endings? Are we listening to what we're saying, how we're saying it? And do we understand what our speaking identity is or what our vocal is? When you understand those things, then you can look forward to now changing that. Now, when we conduct an audition or assessment at the Media Technology Institute, or even as an independent individual working with corporate Jamaica or corporate clients, first thing I do is an assessment because I want people to become aware of the challenges. And some people walk into those assessments thinking that being a good reader is all that it takes to be a good speaker. No, nonsense. And so they kind of put on a little twanging to impress. I'm not impressed by it. And so I don't even know how to speak American. I can't speak it, never tried it. I don't think I will do it.
Mm.
And so get them to the place where you ask the question, what sets you apart from other people? What's your speaking identity? What is it that you sound like now? What is it that you don't like about the way you sound? And where is it that you want to go in terms of what you want to sound like? When you take them through that particular process, then they become aware of the fact that something isn't right. And so you begin the process right, guide it, guide the process until they are able to change the old habits, the old way of speaking, and take on the new way of speaking. Habits are difficult.